Welcome to Sandhill Orchards. My son and I are picking the Dayton tree today. Sometimes I call this my show tree because it's right next to the road. It is September 8th, maybe a week early for the Dayton, but they're starting to drop. See into the tree. I just picked them up a day or two ago, so they're starting to drop. It's a very nice apple, one of the early September apples. Juicy, really sweet, fairly crisp, and it just looks beautiful, as you can see. When they get dark red on at least one side, they'll be 100% covered in red, but they'll get dark red on one side. Can you zoom in on that, Stephen?
Yep.
Take a picture. So it's a great apple for a home orchardist. It doesn't tend to get all of them ripe at the same time. That's okay by me. I picked the darkest ones, the ones in the sun. That lets the sun get into some of the other ones. So usually in 2 weeks we do the second picking. Dayton is a great apple. I'm going to plant more of these trees.
Yep.
I don't know if this is the best one to use for a taste test. It has bug damage on at least a third of it, but the other side is in pretty good shape. Dayton is one of those trees that, one of those apples that if it gets broke, if the skin gets broke, the rest of the apple is still good, and it'll last, you know, a couple weeks on the tree with no other damage to it. Other trees like Cortland or like especially like a Richelieu, if a bird pecks it, 3 days later that apple all turns bad. But let's do a taste test. I like that explosion of taste. It's got a little bit of bray burn to it, but a lot sweeter. A little bit of gala to it. The flesh isn't white, it's kind of a yellow, kind of like a gala. And juicy. Now I think they'll get a little bit more juicy. This is the first picking though. We actually picked this off the ground. So the damage that had been done by the bugs, they typically get into the core and damage it, so it falls early. But sweet, not as juicy as it could be. It's starting to turn a little bit soft because of the bug damage, but I'm going to bite right into the core and see if I can see. There's where, if you get a close-up, there's where the bug went in and traveled toward the core. Notice the core is kind of black. Let me bite in farther. There you go. See, the seeds are damaged, eaten by the bugs. That's what caused it to finally die. So, probably not a safe taste test, but pretty good. A lift and a twist. If it doesn't come right off like that one didn't, I'm going to leave it. I might get it as I come around the tree again though. Well, Daytons have, their spurs tend to break easy, so you have to be careful. Of course, they have a lot of spurs too. Yeah, I'm going to get that before the birds do. Some of these aren't fully colored yet, but if they're in a big group like that, oops, there we go. That one's spotted. Oh, Stephen, they haven't been this big in a few years. There, another one dropped. Look how much bigger they are. They used to be almost half that size. This has been a nice wet year. A lot of rain. Not wet, but never a dry spot. Wow, these are coming off pretty easy.
Certainly dropping your fair share.
Yep. I'm bumping all along. There goes another one. That's a bad one. Yeah, I'll try and keep the basket right underneath here.
Alright, I'm gonna go get a basket now.
Okay. I have a couple contenders for the ugly apple contest this year. Rules are they can't be a rotten apple and they can't be the skin broken. by insects or bees or or animals, just growing oddly. So here we have a couple of Daytons. There's one.
Those aren't Daytons.
These aren't Daytons? Oh, this is Wealthy. These are Wealthies. Okay, so there's like that one and this one. This one kind of looks like a butt. Okay, so it's kind of weird. Frost damage, I think, caused that. Okay, here's my nephew John stopped by for some apples. This is how you start your tossed salad. Okay, that one's for your dad.
Let's try it again. Now we've already dropped one.
Yes, if you grow a Dayton tree, you can do this too.
There you go.
Okay, thanks, John.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna get back to picking.
Have fun.
I'll probably come down in a
Go
while.
eat one. Okay.
Yeah, hey, try it. Let's
Try it?
get a taste test. Let me get this through here.
It's really good.
Yeah. Would you consider that a juicy apple?
Uh-huh. Yeah, very. You do enough research to figure that out?
Oh yeah, we know it's juicy, but when people test it, yeah, that's the bug's damage on the inside. This one, see that? It's damaged the flesh on the inside. You just take a bite out of it. It's going to be bad
That is
all the way
hollow.
all the way to the core. It's going to be bad.
That is hollow.
See, they start here and then they track inward, typically to the core.
All the way?
Yeah, but usually, I mean, Dayton apples, they don't usually go bad just because they get a hole on one side.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the apple stays pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Do they
got a
sell these
big
apples
hole
at
there.
Walmart right there or no?
The only
sell
place you can get them is
mashed
from your Uncle Kent.
Look at that. Right to the core.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they do. But so you got to eat the back of the apple. That sure is a big hole there.
Yeah.
But the back's fine. Right in there.
Yeah.
Right there's fine.
Or it's not bright red.
Oh, that tastes good. I gotta stop eating. I'll be full.
You gonna have dinner soon?
I'm having dinner.
Then why do you gotta stop eating?
Because I'll never get them picked if I keep eating them.
One for the tummy, two for the bag.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. But you can come on in and help us pick if you want.
I have to at some point. I gotta see if they're gonna eat though.
Okay. Yeah, it's dinner time.
It is dinner time.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, Stephen, don't feed any more animals. We gotta work. So we picked the Dayton tree, the first go around. The north side of the tree still has quite a few that aren't quite best colored. So we left a lot of apples on here. A good crate's worth. My crates are 3/4 of a bushel. So there's still a lot on here. They're not as red as the ones that were on the south side. So we're going to leave these. We got about a 5-gallon bucket of lumpy apples that were bug damaged. But we got 3 crates of grade A Dayton apples. Look at those. That's a beautiful apple. Right there. These are beautiful apples. This is what Amber would do. She'd zoom over them. What's the biggest one? They're really good size this year. I mean, that's a good size Dayton right there.
That one's, I think we shouldn't have picked that one. Maybe that one fell.
Some of them fell. This is a big Dayton. That's a nice size apple right there. And when you shine them up,
You can tell where the leaf was on this one.
Yep, there was a leaf shadow. Good job, Stephen. We got apples to eat.
And then some more for...
I think I'm going to take the wormy apples, the not so good ones, and I think I'm going to try the juicer on them. Make some fresh cider. Okay.
Go.
Okay. As we're putting the Daytons into the root cellar back here, we had a crate of them, or half a crate of them, that were picked 3 weeks ago when a branch broke. Look at the difference, 3 weeks of growth on Daytons. Okay, we've had good rain, but these are just green, hard green apples. They really put on size.
That is really the reddest one I could find.
Yeah.
Out of an entire, actually I think it was a crate.
So now they're red like this. Now they're red like that. Okay, and this is typical size, or a little bit bigger than that is now. So 3 weeks. Dayton's put on their size. Some apples put on their size early. Dayton's will wait until the last month. So never pick them early. You'll be disappointed in size as well as taste. This is hard. Tastes like a Jonathan. Whoo! If you like Jonathan's, you could cook a pie with that. Okay? This is the McCowan in September 8th. It is not ripe yet. It is so shiny, you can see yourself in it. It almost looks like a waxed apple from the store. All we did was buff it up on our shirt. They'll get a little darker than that till they're almost a purplish red. But that is a McCowan. It is an excellent apple. If I only had a couple apples to grow in my yard, I would get a McCowan, a Honeycrisp, and a John of Gold. It's beautiful.